What is up, everybody? Cause spring break is finally approaching us for college. Soon. Super pumped for that. Need some relaxing, get away from school. What this video is gonna be about, I'm gonna be talking the best photo picture setting for GoPro Hero 7. There's a little bit new feature that might be a little bit different from the previous GoPro. So let's get rolling in that. Here I'm going to show you my best picture photo that I've taken from each camera from this Hero 7 and Hero 6 based on my settings so you guys can see what it would look like. So as you guys saw all those awesome pictures, let's get back in the camera right now. As you open up the setting, the first setting is the FOV, which is, you know, if you want it wide or linear. So that's the only two options I have here. I put it on wide because I like capturing more of the action, and then I can always fix it to linear in post-production. But if you guys want to use it linear, you can use it linear for normal view. And if you want to use it in wide, you can use it either way if capture more action if you want. Next setting is SUPERPHOTO. SUPERPHOTO is like an HDR. It improves your lighting and the camera. So the lighting, it's mostly on lighting for SUPERPHOTO and improve the color of a photo as well. Basically, it'll level the brightness down and level up the darkness and so on. SUPERPHOTO is based on if you're post-production, like very strict about editing, I turn it off because it can have RAW on. So if you're not very strict about editing, if you want your camera picture to pop out, I would have SUPERPHOTO on if you're not very strict about editing, but if you're an editor, I would have it off. Next is RAW. That's why I have SUPERPHOTO off, because I'm not allowed to use RAW with SUPERPHOTO. SUPERPHOTO off, RAW on for me, because I'm very strict about editing. I have a RAW footage to bring down the contrast. I can edit it my own way, but if you're not very strict about editing, I would have it off. Next up is PROTUNE. PROTUNE is based on the editing and non-editor. For me, I have it on because I want to make my picture look a little bit more drier, a little less saturated sort of like, because I want to be more my own color style. But if you're not very strict in editing, like I said before, have it off. It's shutter speed. Shutter speed is based on what your situation. If you're a very, very bright day, I would have a denominator bigger, such as 1/400, 500, something like that, so bigger. But for me, I have an ND filter, so I turn it low as possible because I want to have a motion blur. So if you want to have a motion blur, you would turn it down to low as possible. If you have an ND filter, if you don't want to control playing around with the shutter speed, turn it on auto. Auto does a great job, and I'm very happy. I use auto sometimes if I'm very happy with it, but I'm very strict about motion blur of a picture and stuff like that. If I'm in action, to show the blur of the action. EV comp is control the brightness of your picture. If you're in a very, very bright day, you would turn it down to a negative number. But if it's a very dark day, I bring it up a positive number. But to be honest, I never play around with EV comp. I always have it set on 0. So next up is white balance. White balance, if you're not very playful with the setting, don't want to mess around with the setting, put it on auto. Auto white balance does a great job, and I'm very happy with the result as well. For me, I play around with it to make it if I want to make this picture a little bit colder, or I want to make this picture a little bit warmer, or I want it to be that. So I play around with the white balance because that helps set up my mind and press it with the setting. So I just play around with the white balance, otherwise you can just put on auto without worrying about it. Okay, the next one is ISO minimum and ISO maximum. Minimum, of course, I set it on 100 no matter what. And for maximum, it's based on the day. Based on the day, I would put it on ISO maximum. If it's a bright day, I put it as low as possible. So I put it on a 400. And that's my most situation. I put in a little bit sunset as well. Maximum would be 400. If I want to shoot up the setting, I would sometimes bring it up to 800, 1600, and maybe 3200. ISO maximum. Sometimes I would bump it up a little bit. And I'm not afraid to bump up ISO maximum. Don't be afraid of it, because sometimes it would bring noise in. So play around with it a little bit, find your best, and then your picture will be great as well. Sharpness. Sharpness is based on your preference. If you want your picture to be crisp, like very detailed, I would put it on high. For me, I've always put sharpness on medium so I can play around in the post-production. I can a little bit lower or a little bit higher of sharpness in post-production. If you're not an editor, I would prefer to put it on medium because I feel like that's a normal sharpness for every picture. Otherwise, if you want more detailed, you put it on high. And last setting from Hero 7 I have here, color of a GoPro. Same thing in the beginning as RAW, SUPERPHOTO, PROTUNE. if you want your color a little bit more desaturated, like if you're not an editor, you put it on flat, and that flat is just a little bit drier color of camera, desaturated and so on. If you're not very sure of editing and you want color to pop out, of course you put on color GoPro, and that is it. So this is my preference of setting. This is my best setting, and you saw the picture in the beginning. That's what I did with all those settings. I appreciate my camera doing the work. GoPro, turn off. Thank you very much. I love that. Voice automated. So that's it for this video today. I hope you guys learned a lot from it. Happy shooting and so on. If your thumb is pointing up in the sky, click on that like button. And if you haven't yet, go find that subscribe button and then click on it. And if you already have, crack the bell to ring notification for my future video of 2019 and so on. All I can say, I'll see you guys in the next video. If you're not very patient, I would just go click on my channel and check out my other video. That'd be a smart thing.